Welcome to this edition of SAU Magazine, a weekly program featuring news, profiles, sports, commentary, interviews, and special events, all coming to you from the campus of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Established in 1909, Southern Arkansas University believes its mission is to educate students for productive and fulfilling lives by providing opportunities for intellectual growth, individual enrichment, skill development, and meaningful career preparation. To accomplish its mission, the university will support creative and effective teaching, provide continuing education and community service, and support select research. It has a responsibility for developing in its students those values essential for effective citizenship in an ever-changing, free, and democratic society. SAU Magnolia provides students with training for a field of specialization that will equip them to enter further scholastic training or enter an occupation or profession suited to their abilities. Southern Arkansas University serves not only South Arkansas, but the world.
This is a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Hunter Britton.
And I'm Kerry Bubien.
Chris Gilliam, a 1982 Mass Communications graduate of Southern Arkansas University, will be returning again as the newest appointee to the Southern Arkansas University's Board of Trustees. Gilliam is the sports editor for the Banner News daily newspaper. He has received numerous awards from the Arkansas Press Association and is very active in the community. His term will expire in the year 2003 unless appointed to a second term by the governor. President of Southern Arkansas University, Stephen Gamble, stated, "I was happy when I learned that Chris had been appointed to the board."
A missing CPU has stumped the campus police at Southern Arkansas University. A MicroQuest CPU was stolen from the business building on the campus. According to the university police reports, there are no suspects or witnesses, and the time and date are not known. The university police are now taking measures to solve the crime and tighten security. The CPU taken was not secure on the desk. The investigation is ongoing.
A Southern Arkansas University Art Department adjunct instructor recently had her work chosen for exhibition. Tila Arrington had 2 pieces chosen to participate in current and upcoming art exhibitions. One painting will be displayed at a visual arts exhibition in Little Rock at the Arkansas Artists Registry Gallery. Her second painting will be featured at the Pelham Art Center in Pelham, New York. Arrington will travel to New York in February as part of the exhibition opens.
Governor Mike Huckabee was recently featured on the SAU Report, a program produced by broadcast journalism majors at Southern Arkansas University. Governor Huckabee spoke about some current issues and his future plans. Students Amanda Black, Clint Smith, and Bwerani Bonner conducted the interview that airs on Magnolia Cable Channel 13 Monday nights at 7 p.m. and is also run on the local cable channels in Hope and in Camden. Both interviewers were pleased with the production, and the university was honored to interview the governor.
The SAU Art Department held the annual Selections from the Studio show last week. As many as 150 visitors, well-wishers, art patrons, and art makers gathered for the show. The winners, as judged by Magnolia artist Ann Downs, were Best of Show, presented to SAU senior Dwayne Clayton for his sculpture Exodus. First place was awarded to senior James Thomas for his sculpture Aflame. Second place went to junior Stacy Sanders for her painting Tripping with Vincent. And third place was presented to senior Tanya Bradford for her drawing The Third Eye.
This has been a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. Sports is next.
SAU Sports. I'm Ozzie Greene. In the land of hoops, the Riders went to Houston, Texas to take on Houston Baptist and came out a loser in double overtime, 106-96. The Riders were led by versatile Eddie Thin Williams with 23 points and 8 rebounds, and also hit on 5 trifectas in that game. The newcomers Charles Stretch McKinney added his best performance as a Rider with 19 points. SAU Riderettes traveled to Mississippi to face the Lady Blues and lost a close one, 49-46. The Riderettes were led by Lady Rodman Evelyn Willis with 14 points and snatched down 10 boards. Staying with hoops, last Saturday, the Riders and Riderettes traveled to Arkadelphia to face the Reddies of Henderson State. In the first game, the Riderettes defeated the Reddies 65-46, once again led by Evelyn Willis with 21 points. The second game, the Riders were beaten by the Reddies 81-68. The Riders were led by Eddie Finn Williams with 23 points and Marcus Feelgood Norwood with 10 boards. Monday, the Riders and Riderettes were finally at the crib to take on UAM. The Riderettes were ousted by UAM by the score of 81-68. The Riderettes were led by Paula Daniels with 15 points that game. The second game, the Riders blew out UAM 82-54, led by Marcus Feelgood Norwood with 19 points and 19 boards, getting jiggy with it. The Riders and Riderettes will face on Friday at home, University of Central Arkansas at 6 and 8 p.m. at Magnolia High School. This has been SAU Sports.
This is an SAU profile. Dr. Dan Skelton, Director of the Southern Arkansas University Theater Department, is the subject of our profile. Dr. Skelton attended Arkansas State Teachers College, now called the University of Central Arkansas. His degrees include a Bachelor of Science in Education, a Master of Arts, and a Doctorate of Higher Education. Pastimes include reading, writing, and playing the piano. Dr. Skelton's proudest achievement is winning the top poetry prize in Arkansas. His family includes one daughter, one granddaughter, one son-in-law, and one old demented schnauzer. Dr. Skelton's idea of happiness is good health, good companions, ample solitude, and time to create. Dr. Skelton has been an SAU faculty member since 1967. In addition to teaching English, he has directed numerous plays and has served as editor of the college yearbook. This has been an SAU Profile. I'm Tamika Gulley.
This is an SAU commentary. I'm Lori Porter.
And I'm Jennifer Lewis.
This is an exciting week here at SAU. Greek Formal Rush has finally begun. Rush gives students the opportunity to meet people and make new and lasting friendships.
Rush is a fun way to break the ice and learn about Greek life. Greeks make up a large percentage of the student body here at SAU. The Greek fraternities and sororities that we have on campus are Alpha Sigma Alpha, Zeta Phi Beta, Sigma Sigma Sigma,
Delta Sigma Theta, Sigma Gamma Rho, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Phi Mu, Sigma Pi, Phi Beta Sigma, Sigma Tau Gamma, Kappa Alpha Psi, Phi Lambda Chi, Alpha Phi Alpha, and Alpha Tau Omega.
All of these organizations offer great developmental skills, friendships, and large families for new members.
I'm Lori Porter.
And I'm Jennifer Lewis with an SAU commentary.
Today's guest on SAU Magazine will be James Reppert, Assistant Professor of Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University. Mr. Reppert, how'd you come up with the ideas for both a radio and TV program?
I think it's very important, Eric, that in our particular case at Southern Arkansas University, the kids who are in the broadcast journalism emphasis have the opportunity to do a number of different on-air projects. As you know from my syllabi, I try to make them roughly a balance between hands-on experiences and theory with the 4-term papers in usually all of my classes. But doing the on-air work, the writing, the producing, the directing, both for radio and for TV are extremely important. When you graduate, people are going to want to see script copies, both radio and TV. They're going to want to listen to air checks of what you have done on the radio, and they're also going to want to look at on the TV side, not only potentially the interviews that you've done, like on our SAU Report cable TV show, but also on things like electronic news gathering, how you can shoot, how you can edit, how you can put voiceovers and sound bites together into a very attractive package, how you put the stand-up together in a television news story. So I'm basically a jack of all trades. I'm responsible for 13 courses here in mass communication and broadcast journalism and speech. And as Jimmy Swaggart would say, to be frank and plain with you, I really would not have it any other way, because I love being able to have the freedom to work with students in such a way that is going to not only make them more creative, but also make them more productive. And it's very important that we emphasize here that a career in journalism is a profession. It is not a trade. And I think individuals sometimes get that distinction mixed up, because working in the media is so important. I mean, that's where we get all our information, and especially now with sources like the internet, we're in a position now where people are more reliant on the media more than ever before for information.
Now, you mentioned the importance of hands-on experience, but try to explain to some of the listeners how valuable that the on-air experience that the students receive, how it benefits them after graduation.
The ability to speak off the top of your head or with very few notes, like what we're doing right now, is extremely important for people in the media, because when you go out to report a story, whether it be radio or television, you have to have the ability to work with not a lot of notes and to have that experience from the courses you've taken, like history or political science or economics or anything in your major or your minor or your foreign language or your science. All of that is going to create a frame of reference by which you will report a story. And doing, as you mentioned, the on-the-air work comes really more into play on something like the SAU report, our cable TV program, which is 30 minutes in length. And even though we don't broadcast it live, we videotape it live with no editing. And the importance there with the on-air experience is whenever you work in a particular market, whether it be radio or TV or even in just a corporate communication arena, you are going to have the type of confidence that will allow you to compete with individuals at larger institutions. I feel, and I'm very serious about this, it is not the institution you go to, it is the individuals who are your professors. And I'm sure at large institutions, you can find professors who can give you that hands-on experience. But the great thing about Southern Arkansas University and our mass communication program is that you and I, right now, are basically working in a one-on-one environment. In a large university, in a large class 1, you might not get to touch the equipment. 2, you might not have as much hands-on experience with your professor in the room. And as a result, 3, you might not necessarily be as prepared. And I feel that's why our program has a lot of strength going for it.
How about the importance of the local radio stations and TV stations who are willing to air such programs as the SAU Magazine or the SAU Report?
Well, the great part about local radio and local TV stations is that oftentimes they are very amenable to the needs of students and to the needs of the community. There are a lot of instances where events took place at Southern Arkansas University, and just because maybe students were working or there was a vacation, maybe the college newspaper or some of our broadcast kids may not have had a chance to cover it. We might see it in a university email, but the opportunity to do these types of assignments, Eric, I think is just extremely valuable, not only for students, but to give people in the listening area on radio and on the cable TV markets, Magnolia, Hope, Camden, and soon El Dorado, with the SAU Report TV show. Give people an opportunity to find out what's going on at SAU. And as a result, some students might be interested in going to SAU who are at the high school or junior college level, either by finding out through the radio program or maybe through their parents.
Do you think in a few words you could express the difficulty of doing a live program such as the SAU Magazine as we are now or the SAU Report?
Mistakes. I am always very conscious about making mistakes. Oftentimes when I've been working on projects, I found it easier later on if I was working on a graduate paper or doing some type of a research project for a paper for a convention, that it was easier for me to do because so often I'm working with you on an assignment trying to make you better. But whenever I am working by myself, I can discipline myself usually to do something in no more than 1 or 2 takes.
All right, and quickly, do you have any more ideas for the future possibly for the students?
Maybe something involving a website where we could put up broadcast assignments, and that's currently in the works. And by the way, our website is at www.saumag.edu, and a lot of people who are surfing the web can find it.
All right, today's guest on SAU Magazine has been James Reppert. Thanks for listening. This is Eric Waller with SAU Magazine.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.